All right, the cosine of angle A is negative 0.25. Find the value of sine A. So to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to take this angle here and we're going to make a right triangle. Okay? And the reason we're going to do that is we're going to assume that this is a unit circle. So if we go back and we look at our lesson notes from lesson 6, you'll notice if we have a unit circle, we know that x goes with cosine. So cosine being negative 0.25. So cosine of A being negative 0.25, that means that x is equal to negative 0.25. So on this triangle here, that's going to tell me, since x is horizontal, that the horizontal side is going to be negative 0.25. Okay, so this is negative 0.25. We know that the hypotenuse or the radius of the circle is 1 since it's a unit circle. So we know that the x value is negative 0.25. We're going to look for the y value. And once we figure out the y value, we'll automatically know the value of the sine since y goes with sine. So to figure out this answer, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. We're going to do our a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay. So I know that c has to be 1. I know that c has to be 1 because that's the hypotenuse. And then I'm going to make negative 0.25. I'm going to make that b and then solve for a here. So I'm going to take my calculator on my phone. And I'm first going to do negative 0.25 times negative 0.25. And I got 0.0625. All right. Equals 1 squared, which is 1. All right. And now I can go ahead and subtract 0.0625 from both sides. And I end up with 0.9375. So now I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So I have to take the square root of 0.9375. Okay. In this case, is the answer going to be positive or negative? Well, notice here the y value, the point, and the y value is above the origin here. So we're going to take the positive value here. Also, when I take the square root of 0.9375, I get a funky looking decimal. So I'm just going to leave it in square root form and say a equals the square root of 0.9375, which tells me that the sine of a equals the square root of 0.9375. And that is my answer for number 5. Again, I had to use the fact that it was a unit circle. Therefore, x goes with cosine and y goes with sine.